What's cooking, good looking? In today's adventure, what happens when you accidentally buy fruity hot cross buns from the shop instead of the actually delicious chocolate hot cross buns? How can you make these delicious rather than just bearable? Hi, I'm Tyrone. Like your shoelaces, you tie your own. And in today's episode, that's what I plan on guiding you through. The simple answer is, make it into French toast. Add some bacon to the top, some strawberries to the top, some maple syrup, and some pepper. And oh my gosh, change your life deliciousness. So how you make French toast? Whisk together some buttermilk and some eggs. I've used about a cup of buttermilk and 2 eggs, then a dash of mead for some flavour, some vanilla essence and some lime juice. You don't need to use mead, I tend to, because it's a more complex, rich, full flavour than just adding cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves and other cake spices like that. Adding a bunch of sugar and whisking that together, then grabbing these inferior hot cross buns and soaking them in that wash. Fully submerge them and give it a little bit of time for that mixture to work its way through the hot cross buns. Then onto a saucepan, add a bit of oil and heat that up. Spread the oil all over the top. It's good to add oil before you then add butter. So add some butter. Globules this size is more than reasonable for the 2 full hot cross buns that I've got there, and allow that to melt. This will be absorbed by the hot cross buns when they get pan fried. Speaking of, removing the hot cross buns from that wash and putting it in the pan, I tend to go with the bun side out rather than the inside out first, so that when I get to them, that will be hotter and more receptive to the bacon that goes on at the end. Speaking of bacon, time to get that fried. This is simply shop-bought bacon. You can make your own. In fact, I think that would make the process even better. But shop-bought stuff will do. Straight into a fry pan to get that nice, satisfying I don't tend to add oil because bacon is greasy enough and it will leak all of that pig fat through that pan deliciously. It's been about 2-3 minutes on a medium-low heat. These hot cross buns are ready for flipping. You can see the outside has been nicely caramelized, which is exactly what you're looking for. Lid goes on to keep the heat in so that the middle will be warm rather than just the edges. While they're all cooking, I am removing the pith from strawberries and slicing them into nice little fan shapes. There is no reason for the fan shapes, keeping them together like I do, except it generally looks prettier. You can slice it into little bits and sprinkle it over the top, but I prefer the way it looks when they are one solid strawberry sliced like I'm doing. About that time, these hot cross buns had finally finished cooking. I say finally, it's only been about a 20-minute process, of which the cook time was about 5 minutes of that. Onto a plate, ready for the next bit. Some of that pan juice, which is mostly butter, drizzle that liberally over the top. That's what you want in your life. Then, bacon grease. Adding a dab of bacon grease to each of these hot cross buns fully enhances its delicious flavour that you're giving it. Then, of course, what's bacon grease without bacon? Unsatisfying is the answer, both literally and metaphorically. Adding at least 2 pieces of bacon, in fact, precisely 2 little pieces of bacon to the top of each of these hot cross buns. If you could smell what I could smell right then and there, then you would die happy. I'm not sure why you would die, but you would be very happy is what I'm saying. Look at how pretty those strawberries are. Aren't they pretty? Especially when lightly fanned like that. One on each of the hot cross buns. And then maple syrup. You can drizzle as much maple syrup over the top as you so desire. Maple syrup is a delicious flavour. Put a little bit more. Most of it will leak off, and that doesn't matter. Dab your buns in it when you go to eat. And then a nice little peppering of pepper. For some reason, this really enhances the flavour. I guess when you go to cure bacon, maple syrup and pepper are 2 of the primary ingredients, and this just enhances that. In the meantime, I've made a coffee. You can see my short black sitting on the bench next to my plate, and am chomping away. This is a good way to enjoy the fruity Easter buns that you accidentally collect instead of the delicious chocolate hot cross buns. The chocolate hot cross buns are great straight out of the packet, but if you work these fruity hot cross buns well, then they will be even better. I leave you with this thought. The reason they put fruit in hot cross buns, especially dried grapes, is to remind you of the meaning behind Easter. That's right, he's raisin.